Di TikTok, umat Kristen panik. Katanya bulan September ini, mereka bakal diangkat ke langit oleh Yesus dan sisanya ditinggal jadi bahan bakar dunia yang hancur.
Do you see what's happening? It's time! It's time to make your decision. Are you going to follow Jesus and get on the party bus out of this hellhole? Or are you going to stay here living it up all the way to actual hell?
Oh my God, it's happening, guys! It's happening! It's happening! Happening. Oh my God, it's happening.
And I think it's really hitting me that we are going home. And I am so sad for those who are not going with us.
Beberapa minggu terakhir, jagat maya penuh drama ala Rapture Talk. Ratusan video bermunculan. Beberapa umat Kristen evangelis meyakini tanggal 23 sampai 24 September lalu bakal jadi tiket emas. Katanya, yang benar-benar mencintai Yesus akan langsung terbang ke surga bareng Sang Mesias itu. Sementara sisanya, ya, ditinggalkan.
As we wrap up, I'd like to ask that we all stand for one last song. Chris? What's going on? Chris? What's everyone?
Dan semua hiruk pikuk ini bermula dari satu wawancara YouTube di channel Sedwins TV bulan Juni lalu. Dalam podcast itu, seorang pendeta asal Afrika Selatan, Joshua Mlakela, mengklaim mendapat kabar langsung dari Yesus sendiri, seakan punya akses eksklusif, kayak wartawan surga yang baru turun dari konferensi pers ilahi.
The rapture is upon us, whether you are ready or not.
Yeah.
Today, what people will hear is God revealing his plan
To his people.
to the people of the world.
Yeah.
God took me to see the future and then he brought me back.
Preach it back.
And then in heaven, in a throne room, I see Jesus sitting on his throne and I could hear him very loud and clear. I am coming soon. And to the people who are listening, please pay attention to what I'm going to say. He says to me, on the 23rd and the 24th, 2025, I will come to take my church.
Penjelasan sang pendeta ini dengan cepat digoreng di TikTok. Hasilnya, tagar Rapture tembus 320.000 unggahan. Media sosial pun heboh. Ada yang kalang kabut sampai jual mobil.
Guys, I'm saying goodbye to my car. I've had it for 5 years. They're taking it. Oh, this is my baby, man. This has been my baby for years. 5 years. But she's gonna go. I won't need her. Beyond September, because I'm going home. To where my Father in heaven is. She's a nice car, isn't she? I kept that baby clean. Some scratches around it, but for the most part, she's nice. But she's mine no more. Someone else is gonna get her. I'm catching a flight to heaven in September anyway. I won't need the car.
Bukan cuma jual mobil, ada juga yang kreatif buka jasa penitipan ayam buat tetangganya. Seakan-akan Rapture bakal beneran datang kayak mudik lebaran.
Hi guys, so it's officially Rapture Day. Some final advice before we all leave. If you have chickens, be sure to bring them to my house. I'm trying to get a really big flock going because there's power in numbers. I set out food and water for them, and then my dog Luna said she would take care of them while we're gone. So they'll be safe here. Message me if you need the address. Yeah, see you guys soon.
Dan yang lebih absurd lagi, ada juga yang bikin video perpisahan. Katanya, kalau nanti dia sudah diangkat, siapapun yang masih sempat nonton videonya harus segera bertobat. Jadi semacam pesan jadwal tayang dari akhirat, tayang setelah dia lenyap.
Hi, so this is my last video. It's Monday, September 22nd. Sorry I sound like this. I've been crying all morning, just so excited to leave this place and be raptured. My family and I, we've just like called out of school, called out of work. We're just waiting around. We're all too nervous to even go number 2 because we don't, you just don't know when it's going to happen. So we don't want to be on the toilet. That would be pretty silly. If you're seeing this and you're still here, I'm so sorry that you didn't make it. You can try for Jesus. I can try to convince him to come back for you if you decide to be saved. But yeah, I don't know. At least you're here getting to do all the sins that you wanted to do and be naughty with your fellow sinners. I don't know. Maybe you can make the best out of it. But yeah, goodbye.
Fenomena ini bukan cuma mengguncang negara barat, tapi juga merebak sampai ke pelosok Asia, membuktikan betapa cepatnya ilusi bisa menyeberangi lautan.
23-24 September, Yesus datang di awan-awan yang permai. Rapture pasti terjadi. Pengangkatan gereja Tuhan pasti terjadi. Saudaraku, pernyataan ini adalah pernyataan yang disampaikan oleh seseorang yang mengaku dirinya hamba Tuhan yang dari luar negeri maupun yang dalam negeri, yang menyatakan bahwa mereka mendapatkan pesan dari Tuhan lewat penglihatan bahwa Yesus akan datang untuk yang kedua kalinya, atau rapture, pengangkatan gereja di awan-awan yang permai pada tanggal 23 dan 24 September 2025 ini. Saudaraku, pertanyaannya, apakah ini sesuai dengan kebenaran firman Tuhan? Apakah itu rapture benar-benar terjadi? Let's get it out. Mari kita cek sama-sama. Rapture adalah pengangkatan gereja Tuhan di awan-awan yang permai, yaitu saya dan saudara yang hidup dalam kebenaran firman Tuhan. Bahkan mereka yang telah mati di dalam Tuhan, ketika sangkakala Allah berbunyi, mereka akan dibangkitkan dan menyongsong Tuhan di awan-awan yang permai. 1 Tesalonika pasal yang keempat, ayat yang ke-16 sampai yang ke-17, firman Tuhan berkata bahwa sebab pada waktu tanda diberi, yaitu pada waktu penghulu malaikat berseru dan sangkakala Allah berbunyi, maka Tuhan sendiri akan turun dari sorga dan mereka yang mati dalam Kristus akan lebih dahulu bangkit. Saudaraku, ayat ini merujuk kepada rapture atau pengangkatan.
Rapture, istilah keren dari bahasa Latin raptus, artinya diangkat. Bagi sebagian Kristen Protestan, ini diyakini sebagai momen ketika orang Kristen tiba-tiba lenyap dari bumi, naik ke langit menyongsong Yesus. Tapi mari jujur, sumber doktrin ini bukan dari ucapan Yesus langsung. Asalnya baru muncul di abad ke-19, dipopulerkan lewat Scofield Reference Bible. Karena Alkitab versi Scofield laris manis, tafsir ini akhirnya menyebar. Dari Amerika ke mimbar-mimbar evangelis, masuk ke film rohani.
Whoa. Jeremy? Jeremy! Jeremy! Right now? Hey, you can't step forward, please. Facing forward, thank you. That's what I like. Everybody hang on! Is everybody okay? Kids! Kids! As we wrap up, I'd like to ask that we all stand for one last song.
Cyrus Scofield, seorang mantan pengacara yang kontroversial, menambahkan catatan kaki yang menurut banyak catatan sejarah sangat menonjolkan Israel sebagai pusat nubuatan. Dari situlah ide rapture dipasarkan sampai akhirnya dianggap kebenaran baku. Menariknya, Allah sudah mengingatkan hal ini sejak 14 abad lalu. Celakalah orang-orang yang menulis Alkitab dengan tangan mereka sendiri, kemudian berkata, "Ini dari Allah." Ironis, ayat ini seakan memotret persis apa yang terjadi. Keyakinan palsu dibungkus rapi, lalu dijual seolah wahyu suci.
Scofield, Have you ever heard of a Scofield Bible?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So C.I. Scofield was basically a student of John Darby, and he adopted that part of the doctrine, and he incorporated that into the Bible. It was the first Bible ever made that had study notes with it. We have all kinds of Bibles now that have, you know, concordances and study notes and all kinds of stuff that go along, but this was the first one that was ever made. It became so popular, every Christian was reading it, every minister was reading it, and this continues today, to this exact second. My own dad, when he went in seminary and was, you know, wanting to become a minister, they said, make sure you have a Scofield Bible now when you come to class. Have your Scofield Bible. Scofield Bible also adopted that entire John Darby philosophy of Christians will not be here when the bad stuff starts to happen. And most Christians still believe that. Matter of fact, a lot of my friends that are Christians are going to watch this interview are probably right now going, hang on a minute. Now hang on. So this is pushing back against a doctrine that's been in existence now for coming up on 200 years. The problem with that doctrine is there's several places in the Bible where it talks about what's going to happen prior to Jesus Christ coming back to the earth. When he does come back, that is when what we call the rapture happens. The word rapture is nowhere in the Bible. It talks about us being caught up with him and pulled out of here, and then the ultimate wrath is poured out on this planet. That's what we call the rapture. So that's not in debate. The question is, what happens leading up to that?
Oh, I do too. But just to be clear, what you're saying is the Scofield Bible, its theology is deceptive.
I'm saying that the same way the media takes a factual situation and twists it and gives you a version of it, which we all know we're force-fed every single day, the same exact tactic was used in 1830 by John Darby. And guess who he was connected to, by the way? The Rothschilds.
Interesting.
Yeah, he was connected to the Rothschilds family back in the day.
Doktrin Rapture, ya dongeng abad 19 yang dipoles biar kelihatan suci, palsu, dan jelas nggak bakal pernah kejadian di dunia nyata. Nggak heran, akhirnya banyak orang di TikTok jadi korban prank dogma masal ini.
State sale today, and we got this entire bag of movie bags. We don't know if they're real, but we only paid $60 for the whole bag, so it wouldn't be too much of a loss.
Listen, I'm not giving the house back, okay? I got it fair and square. Just because the rapture thing didn't work out for you guys, that is not my fault. I'm keeping the bags, and I'm keeping the dog.
Hey, to the person who sold me their car on September 21st, this is September 24th, and the rapture didn't happen, you're not getting your car back.
I don't know what to do. I woke up this morning and everyone is still here. I donated. I sold my car. I gave away my favorite Funko Pop. Everything's gone. I guess I've heard that it could still be today, but starting to worry.
Rapture Talk bikin umat Kristen panik. Ramalan kiamat mendorong banyak orang cari jalan instan di zaman now, berharap diangkat instan ke surga tanpa penghakiman. Mirip kayak berharap menang lomba tanpa perlu latihan. Disinilah uniknya. Di tengah derasnya, lahir doktrin-doktrin menyesatkan yang menyelinap ke dalam kitab yang dianggap suci. Betapa beruntungnya kaum muslimin, sebab Al-Quran tetap terjaga, dipelihara langsung oleh sang pemilik janji. Sesungguhnya kamilah yang menurunkan Al-Quran, dan sesungguhnya kami benar-benar menjaganya. Pertanyaannya, apakah kita mampu mengambil hikmah dari setiap sonoristiwa dan menjadikannya sebagai tanda-tanda kebesarannya?